All right, bombshell, breaking news here about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The shooter, Tyler Robinson, was reportedly living with his transgender boyfriend. I first saw this story. It was broke by Fox News' Brooke Singman. She posted that Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, was living with a transgender partner who was in the process of transitioning from a male to a female. Law enforcement sources confirmed to the New York Post. The individual, who has yet to be identified, now identified as Lance Twiggs, according to the Daily Mail, is cooperating with the FBI on the investigation into the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. The Daily Mail's report has the picture of this person. Lance Twiggs is the one identified. Tyler Robinson's roommate tipped off the FBI, and the family refused to deny the transgender motive for Charlie Kirk's assassination. The 22-year-old wannabe professional gamer who lived with Charlie Kirk's assassin gave cops incriminating text messages leading to his arrest. Lance Twiggs turned over Tyler Robinson, who lived with him in a 3-bedroom apartment in St. George, Utah, the Daily Mail revealed. Twiggs showed police texts from Robinson about stashing a gun linked to Wednesday's shooting of Charlie Kirk. His identity was revealed in separate reports emerging from Fox News and the New York Post, which stated that Robinson was living with a transgender partner who was cooperating with the investigation. It's unclear if Twiggs is the same person referenced in the reports, and he has not been named in the affidavit. Twiggs' grandfather, Jerry Twiggs, told the Daily Mail that he was unable to comment on rumors that he is trans and that there was a transgender motive to Kirk's murder. So it turns out now, despite the fact that the left and mainstream media has been doing, gymnastics to try to paint this as a right-winger or a MAGA person who assassinated Charlie Kirk. We all know that that's complete and utter BS, but they are trying to do anything they can to take away the truth here. Now, what you have now is the reports now are showing that this Tyler Robinson is gay, a member of the LGBTQ community, also linked to Antifa. The bullets were engraved with anti-fascist. The Antifa slogans also had engravings that link it to the furry community, which are these lunatics that believe they're animals. And they are animals, don't get me wrong. But so this thing is now unraveling on the left. You don't see anything on CNN reporting any of this. They want to steer clear of this. We know that the transgender community is a violent community. Charlie Kirk was answering questions about transgender shootings when he was shot. So now, the gaslighting on this has been ridiculous. It makes the left look so much worse. If they would just come out and give you honest reporting about what is going on here, they could easily help to quell some of the unrest in our country, but they do not want to do that. And they are going to do whatever they can to protect these two individuals. Now we know Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs. So what other information are they holding? We need a press conference immediately to verify this. President Trump also is reported to have known that this guy was living with a transgender person who now we believe is Lance Twiggs, identified by the Daily Mail, making Tyler Robinson a gay man because he was living with a person who is a man that thinks he's a woman. So maybe in Tyler Robinson's mind, that makes him a homosexual, a heterosexual, not a homosexual. Some of this stuff is so crazy. This is the ideology that's been pushed by the left for so long, and it's so dangerous what they are doing out there. And we need answers to this immediately. We need to get to the bottom of it. America deserves answers. And just the sheer number of people that have been fired over celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk is just outright embarrassing. It's just a shame that we have so many people that live amongst us that are celebrating this, and they are rightfully being fired. And it's interesting that the same people that were calling out and ratting out their neighbors for not wearing a mask are now crying that they're being ratted out and that their employers are being contacted and they are getting fired for it. So shame on those people. But this is what we now know. We have this Lance Twiggs, transgender individual that was living with Tyler Robinson. So as much as now our initial thoughts on this was it was probably someone from the trans community that assassinated Charlie Kirk. It doesn't look like we were far off on that assumption. It looks like the shooter was living with a transgender individual. And we know that the transgender community has become very violent as of late. We know we just had the transgender shooter in the Catholic Church. that killed two Catholic school boys, two Catholic school children. And we have seen the uptick in transgender violence. So also now you have this guy, again, linked to Antifa. He was in Antifa chat rooms, visiting Antifa websites, according to the FBI. He wrote Antifa slogans on the bullet. Also had a link to the furries on one of the bullets. Apparently, I'm not sure what any of these things really mean. The initials that they were putting on the bullet, the arrows that were put on the bullet, linking this guy to a heavy gamer. He was into some game online, and so was this transgender that he was living with. Apparently, the game is like almost like a Call of Duty, in a sense, where it's a shooter game that is directed at stopping fascists, protecting and saving democracy. So there's so much more that we need to find out about this lunatic maniac that slaughtered Charlie Kirk in front of his family and in front of thousands of people that were in attendance. And it is more and more becoming clear that this has a direct link to the transgender LGBTQ community. And we need to have answers, and we need to have them now, because the mainstream media has, like I said, has been jumping through hoops to try to claim that this guy was somehow MAGA. Now, he was raised by a conservative family. We know that. We know that the father was a 27-year veteran of the sheriff's department. That all signs point to he grew up in a conservative family. But he, according to people that live with him and family members, his ideology started to become left-wing his sophomore year of high school, and that his positions on everything was leftist. This guy was an extreme left-wing terrorist who did this, now linked to the LGBTQ community. In specific, this Lance Twiggs, who in the picture, I don't know, is dressed, it looks like they have a some kind of animal furry thing on there. I don't know, it looks like one of those big sleepers or something like that, some kind of pajama set. But this furry community is another one that's batshit crazy, and so we're going to find out more as this unravels. But as you can imagine, the left has been doing everything possible to try to cast a doubt over what the true motive for this assassination was. And this was a political assassination. It was done by a left-wing extremist with ties to Antifa and now ties to the LGBTQ community. And we need answers quickly. So that's the update that I have. I wanted to share that with you now. I mean, this is a bombshell report that has come out from the New York Post, Fox News, and the Daily Mail. And this is going to continue to develop. And as soon as I find out more, I will post it up here. If you guys got anything new to add, any additional information, please put a comment or a link down there in the description below. We demand answers. We want answers. We need the FBI to be transparent with us. We need a press conference today. I don't want this to be put off for a few more days. Whatever they have, give it to us. They are withholding a lot from us. I understand this is an ongoing investigation, and they're going to give us what they feel is safe to give us, but we need more now, especially because the left is out there trying to pretend like this guy was MAGA. Antifa connection. He's gay. He's living with a transgender. He's connected heavily to Antifa, and they're like, oh, yeah, he was a MAGA guy. Get out of here with these people. We're so sick and tired of this mainstream media and these Democrats who are inciting this violence across our country right now, and we are sick and tired of it. And, of course, you see the big difference between the response to Charlie Kirk's assassination and to the response of the George Floyd death. Immediately following the George Floyd death, there were riots all over this country. They were inciting riots everywhere. And in response to Charlie Kirk's assassination, there are prayer vigils that have broken out all over the country, everywhere. That is the difference between them and us. They are not like us. There is no fear from the left today that the right is going to take up arms and go and start burning down cities and looting stores or none of that nonsense. We are praying. We are demanding answers. We want justice. And this is going to continue. And we will continue to carry on Charlie Kirk's legacy of faith, family, and country. And we want more answers, and I'm going to bring them to you as soon as I get them.
You're listening to the Alec Show. The future is family.